Welcome to the show, everybody. BSing with Tokes number. We don't fucking know. We got two of my friends that I love so much dearly to my heart. First of all, Mike, welcome back, brother. OGB.
It's good to be here, man. Let the good times roll.
Let the good times roll. And Tommy, welcome back, bro.
Yeah, man, good to be back.
Show number 2.
What's up?
Get your streak going. Yeah. You know what's crazy, man? I've done all these shows and I'm still getting used to it. You know what I mean? Like, you have to just know how to go from doing all this shit that I was doing today to sitting down and going, okay, I got to have a conversation now. And it's a skill, dude. It really is. You don't realize it at first, but you're like, shit, you got to know how to just go into it and say, all right, I went from cleaning the house today and doing all these fucking things and going, all right, I got to get all this shit ready, running a couple errands. And then, okay,
like a switch.
Got to talk now. Got to have a conversation with my friends.
Got to shift gears.
Yeah, because we planned this shit. So they're coming over and we're going to have some drinks and fucking smoke and we're going to try to entertain people. And at the beginning, it was weird because you don't know who's going to tune back in. So after a while, you start seeing those numbers come back and you go, oh shit, and it helps you relax. Yeah. That they're going to come back, man. We're just talking and they're actually interested in what the fuck we're talking about. That's cool, man. And that's reassuring. And I love you guys. But yeah, so how you doing, Mike? You look good over there, brah.
Thanks, man.
Motherfucker's working out.
Been out in the sun and shit.
Chiseled and everything. Yeah. Well, he said he felt like 6 years old again the other day.
Yeah. I started playing hockey.
Oh, you did?
Again at 52 years old, yeah.
Hockey's a big thing in Buffalo.
Yeah, man. I love it, man. I go 45 minutes straight on the ice, man, and I'm drenched. Don't even realize it, you know.
When you're 52 years old and you can feel it like you're 6, you're doing something.
Man, I was 33 years old and got on the ice, and I ice skated for like 3 hours straight, and I thought I was fine. And then when them skates came off, I felt all that pain in my back, everything. I was like, oh yeah, man, this is a lot of workout, man.
It is. It just targets different muscles.
Yeah.
Yep.
Of course.
Yeah, man. But this is the first show with us, man. I'm gonna eat a bourbon chocolate for us. A dark chocolate.
Oh, yeah. The good thing about these shows is that the listeners, man, y'all going to learn some shit today, no matter what. Just pay attention.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
We're just bullshitting, but there's a lot of shit to bullshit about.
Mm-hmm. I always learn something.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to learn today because there's so much bullshit. But you know what I learned? Trigger words are obstacles to the truth. The trigger words are literally thrown at you.
They are.
To get you to automatically tune out. Like how many people go, I don't want to talk politics. Bro, politics is your clean air. It's your fucking clean water. It's what you eat when you're eating food. If you don't want to talk politics, bro, then you don't even care about yourself. And you've been tricked, and then you're fucking fooled. And I know that sucks because that was me. I'll admit, I was that person. I was like, dude, I'd rather not talk politics because it just makes me fight with my friends, and I don't like that feeling.
Well, if things were the way they should be, you wouldn't have to talk about politics. We're not in that time right now. We have to talk about politics because things are just still fucked up.
Yeah. I heard a guy the other day. Oh, by the way, I want to show this to you. God, I can't remember his name, man. I don't want to ruin his name. I just saw it. But he was talking about how he's a sports player. Mm-hmm. And he played for the Baltimore Ravens, I believe. And he didn't want to just be a sports player. He wanted to be more than that. He's like, dude, if I could play football, that's not all I got to be here for, man. And so, anyway, catching up to what he said later on in the thing, it's a great thing, and I'll show you to it. I think his last name is Mabin. But he basically said, the fact that they're banning so many books, he said that, first of all, they're banning more books right now than Nazi Germany banned. And that should freak people out. And he goes, second of all, the fact that they're banning books right now should make people run to books right now to read these books. He goes, I don't understand it.
Let me play devil's advocate. Did they say what kind of books they're banning? I mean, is this because of big influx of all the don't say gay laws that
No.
books are being banned. I mean,
Well,
is it
you and me got a good
I'm just saying,
understanding of what kind
banning,
of books they ban because we've looked for these particular books that we were looking for.
Make sure. I mean, they're
Yeah.
It's not apples and oranges. I know printy books are hard to find.
Impossible.
Yeah.
Unless you order them specially. You just got a special order
know
and pay
about
for
them.
them. Yeah.
Yep.
But you won't find them in no average bookstore. Not in Florida. Not in Florida. Hell no.
You are not on the list, Parenti.
Yeah, you'll find the CIA books on Stalin and Lenin and all them in Florida. You'll find all them. The one that they do have, it'll be the CIA version of what it is. And
That just talks about, Marx had syphilis. He cheated on his wife. He was a bad father.
Yeah.
Fuck his ideals.
But it is a cancellation, man, because they're even canceling. Look at the Twitter thing that just happened. They got the FBI telling Twitter and all these other people what to censor and how to censor it and all this shit. Dude, that's fascism. It's fucking fascism, man. Your government is not supposed to be making them calls. That's the whole purpose you were selling us on them censoring me on YouTube is because it's privately owned and they're allowed to do that because they're privately owned. Well, what the fuck happens when the FBI and the government gets involved and they start telling these companies how to censor and who to do it? And we should have known that from the beginning. That's why they were doing it. It's obvious. It's in your fucking. It's what you're doing, man.
Oh, I got it now. So it was in our books. They're putting certain things in our books that other people in other places of the world are learning so much more what we're learning. And they look at the United States and they like, man, we hate those Americans. And so they're like, why they hate us so much? And it's because really the Americans don't really know what's going on. But to them, they're like, they do know. They're so messed up. You know what I mean?
They hate our government.
There's a bunch of stuff that they put in the books, everything that happens with this guy.
Right. Right. It is mixed, though. There are people that are smart enough to know that, bro, Americans are clueless. I'll tell you this, though. They know we're clowns for putting up with this.
It's why the news station.
Have you ever traveled over in Europe or anywhere outside of the United States?
Not Europe, no. But outside the United States, I have, yeah.
But like if you go to Europe or whatever, and they're like, I mean, 9 times out of 10, you'll get this once you talk and they realize that you're an American. Oh, you're an American.
Yeah.
Now their whole woo, the way they look at you has changed.
Yeah. Well, what I've heard is as long as you're not talking that capitalism shit, most people are cool because they're starting to catch on to that shit. It's not what they said. It's not bringing prosperity and or investment in these other countries is not bringing prosperity and extra jobs and all this stuff.
Right.
It's bringing fucking poverty of all levels because they're just robbing us blind. And that's the big thing where I'm just standing back going, why isn't anybody fucking noticing this?
It's known fact that any time the United States has put in a puppet government like Bautista in Cuba, for instance, the poverty level has like risen in every case. Okay, every case, every time capitalism, every time America has set up their little regime in these foreign countries, right? What Chile. Right. Another example.
Right. That was a democratically elected government.
Yeah.
That we overthrew there. Salvador Allende.
Exactly. As soon as that ensues, capitalism ensues, the poverty level goes through the roof.
Yep. It even happened to Russia after the Soviet Union.
And then we have now and then people want to cry about an immigration problem. We ruin countries.
Right. Exactly. The people don't walk thousands of miles because with knowing that they're probably going to get put in a fucking detainment system, a jail of some sort, or something terrible is going to happen to them along the way. They're going to get separated from the kids. They're not doing that to go to a vacation. They're just doing that because they're running from something. It's fucked up environmental conditions and it's fucked up crime and shit that they're also running from.
Well, on a semi-comical note, this attracts all these major drug dealers and stuff because they're like, I like these Americans. I like the way they operate. These are evil fucks just like us. Let's go there. We can fucking prosper in this country.
Right, exactly. I mean, again, we were Hitler's inspiration. So if that's not perspective, I don't know what the fuck is. And you see what's happening today. That's why I am panicking. I'm looking at that going, okay. And then looking at today going, oh, shit, man. It's Scooby-Doo, and they pulled off the mask, and it's America, and nobody's saying shit, dude. We're just acting like it's not real.
They would have gotten away with it, too. One of those meddling podcasters.
Yeah. It's man, it's crazy to me, man. I just look at it and I'm like, man, is this it? This is what it's gonna be. Nobody cares about. I think they think that they bought into the thing where it's like, hey, it's us or we're gonna get ruled by some other dictator. What do you want? You want that? When that's not the case. It's just multipolarity is just letting a bunch of superpowers thrive, and that's how you do it. And then you have those superpowers develop those other less developed countries, the exploited countries, stop exploiting them and start developing them. And then you're elevating everybody, and then you get everybody educated, and we're not. And okay, so that brings us to what we were talking about before the show with the fucking the billionaire guy that's going down. That's
the
what
sub?
The sub. That shows you that just because you're a billionaire, you don't have a high IQ. They went down there in a fucking wash machine, you know, with a remote controller. Like we'll go there later, but my point right now. Who
here at this table knew better than them billionaires to get in that sub? Raise your hand.
Yeah,
I knew better.
I would never do that. Yeah, you couldn't pay me $250K to go down there. So the billionaires, it's basically saying that. That's why you want to develop the whole world, because if you rely on a small group of people to make all these decisions to move us forward, well, first of all, they're going to abandon all of us because they don't even feel like we're worthy of existence. You can see how they put profits over people everywhere within the system that encourages profits over people. It's the way it works. That's the science part about it that nobody wants to talk about. But the fact that everybody trusts these few people to make all these decisions and say, okay, because you have the most money, even though you exploited people to get your money and you just happen to be in the right place on the geographical map when World War II happened and you didn't get blown up, you didn't have to rebuild your shit, you got the profit from everything, you even supported Hitler. And now here we are today and still nobody's saying nothing, man. And I mean, people are saying something. Don't get me wrong. I got a lot of heroes.
But
the
masses have been programmed by advertisements and bombardments, man, of this status, and they align themselves with these billionaires, and they don't have shit in their fucking own bank account. You know what I mean? But they think that they're like them. Oh, I can go out and purchase. Oh, so and so's got those rims. I saw them. You know, so I'm gonna go get these, and now I'm them. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
They align with that shit.
Right.
And it's those people that are billionaires would just as soon take a giant dump on your face than to stand in the same room with you.
Right.
They don't give a shit.
And my point is, it not only is it wrong religiously to leave all the people behind and just give all the wealth to these few people and let people starve and go homeless and die and suffer so much suffering. It's an unaccountable suffering. But it's not sustainable anyway. It's not the right way to do it anyway. It all makes sense when you think about it. You don't even need a religion to do good. You just know it's there. And you see it. But you just got to address that shit. And there's just too many people that I don't know what that is. And that's why I'm studying psychology now. Because now I need to know what the fuck that is so I can sleep at night. That makes people just check out. And are you hypnotized? Are you fucking scared?
Well, they have a thing called a Napoleon complex, you know, but I think that what we're talking about is called like a Caesar complex, man. Mm-hmm. You get absolute power.
Paralytic.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You're like paralytic, dude. You just can't, you're there, but you're not there.
Surrounded with yes men.
Yeah. And you don't want to talk about that kind of shit. So you goof off and you go back to TikTok and Instagram and all these other fucking things that are super distractive. Video games are a great one. All the distractions a consumerist society like America has. We have the most distractions. We have all the distractions you could ever want. We got distractions that have distractions that have distractions that have distractions on them.
Trigger words, division tactics.
Social media.
It's all real, man. It's all there. I'll put this in the middle of the table in case any of y'all need one.
It's true what you're saying, man. It's everything the way things are, like with social media. It's just like technology is like destroying everything. I mean, in terms of things being genuine, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like even people are becoming numb to like just basic manners, bro. It's just like they just become so used to the fakeness, that they like almost forgot what it is to be like realistic, bro. It's like it's like things aren't like that in real life. Well, that's social media life.
Do you know? You've heard the saying, the greatest trick the devil ever pulled off was convincing the world that he didn't exist. Well, the greatest trick that technology ever pulled off was the major benefit of technology was it increased worker production tenfold. It increased profits tenfold. We get handed the scraps of these little, we'll give them this, we'll give them Facebook, we'll give them social media, we'll give them that. And that's the fucking smoke and mirrors.
Bro, you ain't lying, man. So, and they just came out with the thing. I just said it on the last episode. 2025, America will be 50% automated. They're not fucking around no more.
I'm not saying all technology is bad. We're just not using it for the greater good.
Well, it's the system. It's only bad. It is great if we weren't in capitalism, because they get all the fucking extra money and we lose the jobs and we die. Literally. You go homeless and fucking die. You get diseases, and 53% of our homeless population has a fucking job. So it's not that there's just great jobs out there and lazy people. And if you still believe that, you need to stop. Because it couldn't be further from the truth. There's people aren't fucking lazy, man.
Yeah, you hear that.
They want a
people
reason
don't
to
want to work
work
anymore. They just want meaningful work.
Yo, listen,
Yeah. No, it's not the meaningful. They want meaningful wage. It could be fucking shit work, but they want meaningful wage, man. They want meaningful compensation. They don't want dude. If you want crime to go away, give people money.
Yeah, you're
because
exactly
jail gets less appealing when you have shit to lose. But when you don't have shit, you don't give a shit.
It's true.
It's common fucking sense, you fucking morons. I just wish people would fucking spend time instead of reacting to things, because that's where the perspective comes in. We're all worried about what we're looking like, so we're just saying shit. We're not even aware of what the fuck we're saying. Most people don't even know what they're saying, because I know, because when I question them, they go, "Ew."
Sometimes people do illegal shit, and maybe they're not so much of a bad person, but they've been in the system so long, they just so tired that they just wanted like a little break or something, or a come up. But whatever.
Facts.
I ain't judging anybody, but whatever.
Right. Well, that's the thing, right? You don't know what it's like to have to get your kid Pampers and not have no fucking money to get your kid Pampers, and go, fuck, man.
Or you're at work and you know that your kids are coming home from school and you're gonna have to feed them dinner, and you know there's nothing at the house and you got no money in the bank, and you're like, damn, fuck, I gotta find a way to bring dinner to these kids today when they get home from school. Yeah, like that's a fucked up.
And 64% right now, 64% of Americans don't know how they're gonna afford basic necessities week to week right now.
That is crazy. And you want to know something about that? Me and my wife are married, 2 people working in the household, right? And even with us two, we're a couple of unfortunate situations away where things could be real fucked up for us. Like, real quick. You know what I mean? And we want to save more money to be more on the safe side, but it's like the system doesn't allow you to do that. Like, I'm not stupid with my money. You know, I got kids, so I'm responsible and doing the right thing. I'm not blowing my money on shit, but it's like, it's crazy.
It's amazing how nobody
can get ahead. You know how much we work, man? We work together.
Well, that's the key. They pay us enough to keep us working. Right. And here's how easy it would be to fix. Can I spit some numbers real quick?
Absolutely.
Okay, man. If you split up the U.S., the distribution of wealth in the United States, okay, and you split the population into 5 groups, okay, the 5 groups, each group is 62 million people, okay. The 5 groups are the extremely wealthy, the top 20%. You have the regular wealthy, you have the middle class, you have the working poor, and then you have the impoverished. Okay? The wealthiest 20% of this country is accountable for 84.6% of its entire wealth. Okay? What we consider wealthy, now that's people that don't worry about money. You know, not like extremely wealthy, but they don't have to worry about bills and shit. Their kids are going to college. It's paid for. Nothing's worried about. They're driving nice shit, living in nice shit. Right. They're only getting 11% of this country's wealth. The middle class, I guess us, the working middle class, we're getting 4%. Okay, the working poor.
I bet that's even overshoot.
Yeah, the working poor are getting 0.02%, and the impoverished are getting like 0.01. Okay, and can you imagine if just a slight adjustment, like people are saying, oh, you're going to take money from me and give it to somebody that's too lazy to work. No, man, you're not going to get anything taken from you. You make 84.6%. You make the total the top 20% wealthy. Give them 40%. You know what that gives everybody else? That puts everybody else at 15%. Can you imagine an 11% increase in wealth in your life?
Yeah, that'd be fucking amazing.
And that's not asking for a lot.
No, it's
they can
not.
still be the wealthiest. 20%.
Their standard of living doesn't change.
But the impoverished, the working poor, the middle class, and the wealthy could all be at 15%. Just to start.
That'll fix everything.
People, and the reason I want to say this is because people are always like, "Oh, you're just stirring the pot. You're just preaching hate. If you're just, talking issues and stuff." Here's a solution.
Statistics are hate. Those are some hateful statistics.
So I just wanted to get that out there.
And
the numbers.
If they do get that 11%, bro, and you're saying it's doable, people have more money to buy more shit. So the economy, everything,
less crime.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Like
once people got more money to buy more shit, to afford more shit, to pay their bills, the money is just like the economy's just spinning. Spinning. Yeah. That's always a good thing. I think that would help everything.
But this is how they manufacture. Look, they manufacture destabilization wherever they go. This is their fucking MO, man.
But that would eliminate them keeping us working.
Dude, they pump drugs into the fucking inner city. Rick Ross was a CIA thing, dude. We made Rick Ross, dude. The CIA did. And bro, they brought drugs into the inner cities, and that's when the crack epidemic happened and everything, dude. And that sparked the war on drugs, to where they started private prisons and started fucking building all these private prisons and exploding the prison population. And to the point today, a lot of people don't know this, but right now, at the height peak of slavery, the most fucking black people, we have more prisoners in our prison right now that are black, just black people, than we did at the peak of, at the height of slavery. So what does that tell you? And we have prison slavery. So you can talk about whatever the fuck you want, but it's going on right in front of your face. It's happening. And those people are actually taking jobs. They're making those people work for pennies just so they could fucking make a phone call or get commissary, items. And it's devastating, dude, because there's no rehabilitation. They're just letting this shit go because there's profits to be made. In fact, they make people have contracts in prisons, dude, that you have to sign it and say, you will keep this prison 80%, at least 80% occupied at all times. How can you guarantee that there's going to be fucking crime, dude? You're not trying to solve crime at that fucking point, dude.
It's a business.
It's a business. And you're just keeping it going. And it's bullshit, dude. And now so their way of solving economic problems is just let you go without bad water and also add more cops. Add more cops to the problem, because that'll make you better. That'll make it better. Put more police out there, militarize them more, and that will help the crime and stuff slow down. And that's what we're seeing, and time and time again, and nobody gets that either. It's
let me ask you this. Now you mentioned this, they
got to work on the crime being done inside the police departments first.
Yeah, man.
Corruption, man. Everywhere.
Right. It's fucking. It's funny, dude.
Well, do you think you say that more cops? We're getting rid of books, destroying books, all this. Personalizing the Justice Department to go after your political opponents.
It's the last days.
So I'm just saying, you think this is desperation on their part? Because, damn, dude, most people think, well, they've got the power secured already, but maybe they don't. Maybe they don't have such a grip because people are just catching on. Is this a?
I think you're exactly right, and I think that's why they're saying, "Fuck it, we're automating by 2025."
We're going all in now. Fuck it.
We're automating by 2025. We want riots in the street. We want these people killing each other. We want civil wars. We need this. We need quicker degrowth. We need them to die quicker, man, because this is how they cure the environment, man. Because look at what happened during COVID when we were locked up for them few days, the couple weeks or whatever. Dude, the sky was clear, just that little bit, dude. It's obvious that they got to make moves, man.
You want to know something that happened after COVID, and I'm just noticing personally? Haven't you noticed? Really?
Haven't
you noticed? I know, right? I thought I heard something, but it's my own echo. But yo, haven't you noticed? Like I don't know how do I say this?
So since COVID,
haven't you noticed like, at work, it's like they're like more desperate for like people to stay around. Like,
yeah, dude. Hey,
You think it's COVID related?
I don't know. I feel like after that happened, we can't really people can't really find staff.
Or
be
you know what
fully
happened? I
staffed
think
anywhere.
like maybe COVID slowed things down at some point.
Yeah.
Where people had time to think about like, damn,
Dude.
I need to do something else.
But let's think about
people
something.
are chasing profits. That's all that is.
I know, but let's
dude.
think about something. How many people, thousands of people, died from COVID? Like it was like a ridiculous number, right?
Over 1 million and still counting, dude.
Okay,
They're still
well,
dying, and
I
we
know,
still ain't counting
I
now.
know. Well, listen,
Wasn't it amazing?
if it's over 1 million, come on, how many of those from those million, how many of them were in the workforce? Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Well, I think
the
there were
workforce had to take
a lot
some
of
kind of
senior
hit.
citizens and a lot of and infants were very.
Yeah,
but
but
this is
let's be
America,
honest
man.
though.
Senior
Let's be
citizens
honest
are
though.
employees,
These jobs that are taking hits, it's like having scabs, dude. Most of them are unskilled, dude. I just found out the other day my niece's boyfriend is like fucking making over $20 an hour at Wawa. I said, well, shit. That's not even a skilled position. I might as well fucking, that's not what I'm making, but it's a little bit less. But who gives a fuck to go walk in and be lazy at a Wawa?
Well, to me, it's
for 8 hours a day and fucking leave.
It's a different animal, man. You're not dealing with Wawa customers all day, man. That's a different animal. Yeah. So I'd rather not deal with that.
Yeah, serving people food is a different animal.
No, but my point is we're all
they deserve that money.
Yeah.
Wawa's blowing up right now.
Nah.
I think Wawa's trying to make moves too. I think Wawa's gonna like reinvent itself into something bigger, because that's probably why they're paying their employees like that, because I don't know why else that would be happening. But besides that, because not a lot of people are paying like that. Like the Nona McDonald's has a sign out front that says $13.25 an hour. And that's the rich people McDonald's out in Nona.
I saw $19 at Chick-fil-A.
19, really?
I promise.
For a manager or for a
I took a picture of it. I got it on my phone.
Chick-fil-A would be another one that's looking to make big moves.
You got to have flair to work at Chick-fil-A. They pay for that flair.
Yeah. Chick-fil-A's at the top of the fast food monopoly. And so is
the line's always wrapped around the building.
Yeah, I mean,
and their food's kind of expensive for fast food.
So why is McDonald's so cheap?
Food.
McDonald's need to pay their people $20 an hour too.
They have more locations.
Dude, if you start paying people at least $20 an hour,
I'm applying.
Hey, we're back into fucking. But then you got to get the skilled laborers up where they need to be. Or there's no reason for them to be skilled laborers. But see here, that's not the fucking reality, man. The reality is the bulk of the jobs right now that are being created are gig economy jobs. Like Uber, Lyft, and all those fucking jobs, dude. That's really what's happening. And those jobs don't have they're like freelancing jobs where you don't have benefits or
There's
nothing
no safety
like that.
net, yeah.
Those guys, all they did was figure
And
out
you
a way
gotta
to
pay
make
for your
people's
own
life
car.
easier.
You got to pay for your own car. When you fucking get a flat, you get a fucking flat tire, you get brakes, new brakes, fucking oil changes, all that shit, gas. You got to
that makes you like kind of like a part owner though in it. You're like vested.
Yeah, but you lose those pennies that you
You're
made.
Taking on the risk
As soon as you fucking
think about it, man. They
wear and tear in your car, dude.
Yeah, and you pay for your own insurance. So if you get in an accident, like,
dude, that's a terrible fucking job. You're going backwards.
Yeah,
you're going backwards, man. That's the point.
They gotcha. They just didn't have to pay for any insurance.
And now they're even going to take that from us. They're just phasing us out, dude. And then fucking pretty soon. See, this is what I wanted to say when you were talking about the other thing. I wanted to say, yeah, they're moving to 2025 to AI because they realize people are paying attention right now. And, dude, we need anything but DeSantis, dude. I'm scared of that motherfucker, dude.
Yo, isn't Texas?
I'm for real scared of him, man.
I'm more scared of Biden.
Yeah. Well, Biden's a fucking devil too, but
I've always said,
but Biden is asleep. He's like Weekend at Bernie's, dude. DeSantis, we don't know what he'd be in the big chair, dude.
Bro, I think he's a zombie.
DeSantis might be the fucking number one fascist, bro. Like, he might be the guy that just comes in there and fucking all of a sudden, like, he's already doing shit that I'm like, fuck, man. I don't like any of them. Let's get this clear, right? Like, they're both the same fucking people. They have the same donors.
I'm going to put it to you like this.
It's just when they decide to put the hammer down, dude, because they know conversations like this are being had. It's not just us. It's just you can't find them on fucking social media because they shadow ban them like they do us. And that's what we're looking at right now. So from going forward from here, it's fucking grim, man. It's fucking grim. I don't know what to expect day to day. These motherfuckers are doing some shady shit, blowing up the Nord Stream, fucking.
Well, the lesser of two evil factor just went, to another level.
Yeah. But that's what I need to get through people's head. It's like, hey, what are we talking about here, man?
All right, if you had to choose between Trump and DeSantis, who would you pick?
I'll pick Trump. Because
Trump all day.
DeSantis lining up China's pockets with this solar
Trump might
panel
even be
program he got.
Trump might be
The
crazy.
thing that, DeSantis, he is all about like the insurance industry, like protecting them. By the way,
He's
Texas,
a bona fide fucking corporate.
your homeowner's insurance is quadrupled. You know why?
Isn't
Right,
Texas
man. Exactly. Say that again.
If your homeowner's insurance has gone significantly up lately, you know why?
It went down
because
for
of our
me.
governor.
They never want to
Really?
talk economics.
But I went shopping recently.
Everybody I've talked to, yeah,
Dude, it's these fucking fascists.
becoming unaffordable.
But for DeSantis, isn't the governor of Texas trying to get the attorney general to press charges on him for kidnapping? Because he took a bunch of immigrants and shipped them over to Texas.
Probably. Sounds fucking performative.
You guys don't know
Yeah,
about that?
I don't care.
Bro, I
He's been
don't.
doing that for like.
I mean, I'm sure something like that's going down.
He's been taking immigrants and shipping them on flights to Texas.
He shipped them to Martha's Vineyard.
That
was in
motherfucker.
Texas, wasn't it?
No, it's in Massachusetts.
Oh, okay.
No, I thought him and who's the Texas guy? I know his name, but they're buddies. I thought DeSantis and this guy.
No, there's something going on right now.
Well,
I thought,
but it's a soap opera. It's performance theater, like he said. It's
I don't
just
want to
like,
say what we're doing, but
get down on
that bitch put, there was a 30-year ban. This is just one thing on phosphogypsum, and there was a 30-year ban on the shit, and he just took it off and put it back in there, and it's a radioactive material that goes into asphalt.
oh yeah,
It has toxic gas, and it causes cancer. And they say it's not only bad for the workers, but it's bad for the people that are passing by, and it's bad for biodiversity, and it's just fucking terrible. So again, we're going fucking backwards. This is not the system that they said was gonna grow into just all this opportunity and just development and just wow, watch how fast. No, because it's corrupt and they're stealing all that shit that we're supposed to be
There's
developing.
always been a war between industry and environment, and industry is kicking environment's ass right now.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing too. We don't have anything that we manufacture here, dude. Everything's made in fucking China or India or fucking Nicaragua or fucking Vietnam or some other shit, man. We don't manufacture shit. The last thing I saw was when I moved here. We manufactured the cardboard boxes for U-Haul.
and the
Made in USA.
and the gas pipelines. Trump signed something when he was in office to switch over the materials that they were buying. They were buying them from China back then, and then they started using American materials. But that was something that Trump did when he was in office.
Yeah.
It could have been undone. They do that shit all the time, back and forth.
Yeah, I think
We-
everything's been undone.
What do you think the first step is, man? It's just everybody understanding that hey, we're being slighted big time, and that's putting it nicely because people are directly being killed right now. We're being abused on all kinds of levels. That's the reality. You're either getting a fucking little jab, you're getting a fucking direct knockout, or you're getting killed in the worst fucking ways, in all kinds of different ways. And they tell you that this system does not fucking hurt nobody. Well, Flint, Michigan still doesn't have fucking water, and those people have diseases and shit. And I don't imagine, that we're showing the camera on all the other shit that's really happening in this country. We're not doing the journalism right there. They've been already hijacked and compromised. So
Well,
they're not. They're already. We covered that in the propaganda one. They're all bought and fucking compromised too. So it's very fucking touchy. So what we're experiencing isn't even reality. Is kind of is not kind of, but that's the reality. That's why it's all fake. Because what we're seeing is just what they want to talk about, what they choose to cover on their once episode thing, whatever the fuck it is. It's what they're doing. And all of them are owned by the fucking oligarchs. And those are supposed to be our radio waves, our commercial broadcasts, our fucking shit, man. But when you have Pfizer funding 87% of the commercials, you know, it's just like, what the fuck are we doing, man? Come on.
That's why back then.
It's all money. It's bought. So how do you get out of this?
You know? During COVID 2020,
democratically, how do you get out of this?
Big Pharma made $32 billion in profits.
Yeah, do you remember the Chinese government was trying to?
Oh my God! In 365 days.
Who was that?
2020, Big Pharma.
365 days.
Mostly Pfizer.
But do you hear about that Chinese
Bezos made $70 billion in 2020 alone. Wait, let me make sure that's real.
I'm sorry, what?
It was a Chinese broadcast company that was like broadcasting news. Mm-hmm. And they wanted to open up business in the States where they were broadcasting news for the United States. But the Clintons like passed a bill to block them from having that here in the States. It's like they didn't want them to be broadcasting American news. You know what I mean? Which is like, why not?
Exactly.
Because they might have some news they don't want us to know.
Exactly, bro.
Propaganda.
Exactly. Why don't we get there? If they're so, like, they used to show Hitler, if these guys are giving, like, bad speeches and they're so dictatorial and fucking so authoritarian and all these bad things and diabolical and shit, show us what they're saying. Show us.
What all these people, all these news.
Because you don't waste an opportunity when there is a time to show us something to put it on the front page of everything times 11 till fucking Monday to Sunday, and just make sure that we get it ad nauseum and we never get enough of it. They're controlling us through that media source. That media source, it plays a critical role. You have to understand how important that is. Anyway, so check this out. Bezos started 2020 as the world's wealthiest person, and all he's done is add more than $72 billion to his net worth. Amazon's revenues continue to grow, and they say that. So he did, right? $72 billion in 2020. That is fucking unreal.
That was the peak of the pandemic. Yeah,
$72 billion to one person. One person, dude.
That's how much he made in
2020 alone.
1 year.
Holy crap. That's crazy.
So people say, "Oh, you hate billionaires." No, you hate all billionaires. So you know what? Yeah, I do.
Gotta be like
I do because nobody should have more than $1 billion.
How many billions does
at least unless that billionaire is constantly apologizing for being a billionaire and saying,
or unless they're pumping it back into humanity
and trying to do something about it.
Put it into humanity.
Yeah. Well, look, we're not mad at billionaires. We're mad at the system that created the billionaires. And yes, if the billionaire isn't remorseful for being a billionaire,
if you're sitting on $70 million, you're evil.
Yeah, dude.
If you can't possibly spend all your money in your lifetime, even if you tried, you shouldn't have.
You're not a good guy.
And even the charities are hustles because they dump them into their
the money
own
doesn't
charities.
get to the people that need it.
It's fucking terrible, man.
9 times out of 10.
Hedge funds and all these fucking people.
Well,
we were just watching a thing before the show about BlackRock with the dude from BlackRock that just got caught because they put him on a date. They always get these guys like this. They put him on a date with a hot chick.
It's a pussy trap.
Yep, the pussy chat. And then
the
pussy. Well, it's a pussy chat too, and the pussy chat trap. And,
thirst trap.
The thirst trap. That's a good one. So he's just sitting here and he's looking at it. In fact, let's just check it out right now.
Let me tell you, it's not through who's the president. It's who's controlling the wallet. So it's the,
and who's that?
The hedge funds, BlackRock, the banks. These guys run campaign financing. Yep, you can buy your candidates
How so?
All of these financial institutions, they buy politicians.
How do they run the world?
You acquire stuff. You diversify, you acquire, you keep acquiring, you spend whatever you make in acquiring more. And at a certain point, your risk level is super low. Like, imagine you've invested in like 10 different industries, from food to drinks to like technology, right? One of them fails, it doesn't matter. You have 9 others to back you up. Risk management is inherently in just about everything. And in the finance space, it's all about it's all about the money you make. You don't let it sit. You keep using it over and over, and
Reinvest.
And it exponential growth.
And then once you just own a little bit of everything, is that where the control?
Yeah, you own a little bit of everything, and that little bit of everything gives you so much money on a yearly basis that you can take this big ton of money, and then you can start to buy people. And obviously, we have this system in place. First, there's the senators, and these guys are cheap. You got 10 grand, you can buy a senator. It doesn't matter who wins.
You're still right.
They're in my pocket at this point. I can give you $500K right now, no questions asked.
Yeah.
Are you gonna do what needs to be done? They're like, yeah, of course.
And
why not?
does like everybody do that? Does BlackRock do that? Do you have any thoughts on the Ukraine-Russia war?
Ukraine is good for business. You know that, right? We don't want the conflict to end.
Why?
We don't want the conflict to end as a country. The longer this goes on, the weaker Russia is. I'll give an example. Russia blows up Ukraine's grain silos. Price of wheat's gonna go mad up. So what are you gonna do if you're a trading firm? The moment that news hits, within a millisecond, you're gonna pump trades into whoever the wheat suppliers are, into their stocks. Within an hour or two, that stock goes up, and then you sell, and you just made, I don't know, however many mil.
Why would a news channel promote a side in war?
Because it's also good for business too. I mean, what's news? News, right? What does news feed on? They feed on strategy, they feed on up events. That's what people like to watch. So when it happens, it's good business. More viewers. When nothing's happening, watches news. I don't watch news.
So they're all pitching like the same talking point. Like you generally, when you look at news, like
it's propaganda. Ukrainian economy is tied very largely to the wheat market, global wheat market. This is fantastic if you're trading. Volatility creates opportunity to make profit. War is real good for business. It's exciting when goes wrong, right? They don't want people to talk about them. They don't want to be anywhere on the radar.
Why not?
I don't know, but I suspect it's probably because it's easier to do things when people aren't thinking about it.
So yes, that's who runs the world, right? That's who runs the fucking world. And they say that that's a conspiracy. They say that's why you have to remember. What do they say? All these things back in the Reagan days and Nixon days and Watergate and all that shit. You gotta go way back and remember that shit. And remember what they said and JFK and all this stuff. Oh, it's conspiracy, 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 conspiracy. These motherfuckers run the world. He just said it. Banks, hedge funds, and BlackRock now, because they own the most assets now. They are the most powerful group. They are super fucking powerful. What did we do with the lighters, gentlemen?
Already puppet masters.
You're the best.
Pulling strings.
A lot of people have known this. There's been a puppet master, like you said, but this just puts a name on it.
Mm-hmm. Dude, you know? So
now.
you could even catch them in the act, and the people won't react. It's amazing. And that's where I'm like, okay. So even now, I mean, not the people that tune into this show regularly. They're obviously on feeling how we're feeling and stuff, but yes, it's pretty amazing when you see it on full blast and you go, wow, you guys just telling you straight up, man. And they invest like Ukraine's not even about Ukraine. He's just telling you it's about wheat prices and destabilizing, making the prices go up and down. So that's really good for trading so they can buy and sell and make buku dollars. Ruining people's lives, making people run, flee by the millions. People are just running to wherever. hauling ass, leaving everything they've known behind, ruining people's lives just to fucking make profits. Wow. That's cool. Nah, man. That's not who we are as people. We got it all fucked up right now. And we just got to admit it. And we got to do something about it. I don't know what. It's got to be democratically. We don't believe in violence. I don't believe in a violent revolution anyway. I do believe something's got to happen, but it's got to be democratic. It's got to be the people just fucking being fed up and just saying, yeah, man, I fucking agree. These guys got to go. We got to all vote for whoever or whatever.
Do you think there's honest politicians out there?
No. I think, well, if they are, they get groomed quick. That's where the real grooming is going on.
And if they remain honest, they don't go really far.
I mean, we don't even have real journalists.
Right, that's gone.
So I don't think that the politicians are real. After AOC let me down, but a lot of people just keep buying their shit because they're not really paying attention. They're not even liberals anymore, man.
They keep us so divided and squabbling, like you said, this, that, and Democrats, Republicans, and then, triggering people with putting, LGBTQ at the forefront of everything in the media. And you know what? When's the last time the government, anybody did anything? Just say as simple as just for the taxpayer.
Right.
And that could be something as like spending our money or more wisely. Spending our tax dollars domestically.
Right.
They
don't see us worthy.
When is the last time that anything's been passed across the board? It doesn't matter what your race, color, creed, or sexual preference is. Just for the taxpayers across the board.
Right.
Let's do something for them.
Right. We can't even get clean water.
When does that happen?
Yeah. A lot of these people can't even get clean water, man.
The people that pay the salaries.
Yeah.
Right now, the people that are giving them all their free investment money.
It's so bad. It's so bad, man. There's just a lot.
And they're destroying these lives, like you said, in order to profit, to make investments.
And people think
they're not even putting their own money at risk.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part.
Yeah, they're not even taking risks.
They take the risk, and if they lose the money, it's like, it was their money.
And now
we're gonna have to raise taxes.
Raise taxes, make it back.
Daddy had a tough day to track.
Yeah, and then now these other people, they make what they make at their job, and they take their few bucks that they got, and they try to invest it and do what they can. They're just squirrels dancing with the elephants, as Parenti would say.
Nice.
Well, he does say that. He does say that about small businesses, but it's the same thing applies. I mean, you're just dealing with AI now is what I understand. I understand that they do something about penny stocks and they flood the market with AI and they have them make a bunch of bets to plug up the market, and then they go behind them and they make their investment in something and make millions of dollars in like seconds, minutes. And that's just how they do it. And it's so disgusting right now that it's not even fair. And that makes sense. I mean, I'm just like, okay. Look.
It's a different breed of human, man. It's like people like that, they look at us like we're subhuman.
Yeah. Yeah. They really do. And not just
we
regular.
Feel superior.
We're not talking about, for the people, we're not talking about regular rich people. Just everyday rich people that we actually know and hang out with. No, not those kind of rich people.
No.
We're talking about people you never see. You never see these people.
The anarchs.
Yeah.
Their circles are tight.
Yeah, there's not a lot of them. Probably like one, depending on how many family members you counted, they're probably like 1% of the population. They're not much. But they run everything. They run fucking everything, and that's why they monopolize the media, the big oil, big pharma, big everything. Everything. It's monopolized. It's fucking wild. It's so wild. And now we're in a confrontation with people where China, where we get all our shit from them, and now we have to attack them to appease our Raytheons, Boeings, Lockheed Martins, and those guys, So there's a conflict here. Because these motherfuckers might stop shipping us goods. They could turn off the whole fucking lights on the world. Like, they ship everybody goods. They're like killing it in that regard. They're like a bunch of countries' #1 trading partner. So when you look at it, you're like, wait a minute, this is fucking dangerous, man. We need to just stop everything and agree that there just needs to be a multipolar society with a lot of power across the board. That's okay. It's okay to have people.
Even distribution of power.
Yes. We can all do, but see, that's the thing.
There's enough power to go around.
Can't be capitalist when you do that because we do
We're running out of room.
Yeah. We're a neo-colonial fucking empire.
The headspace is shrunk.
And we hurt places bad, man. Like Haiti and all these fucking places, man. We fucking crushed them. And we hurt their people. We killed their people. And we put them in the worst fucking working conditions. And we keep them under the, you know, the Obama and Hillary thing. They didn't want to raise the fucking wage, nothing. It was like it was just a few cents. And they were like, nope. They said they would, and then they ended up killing it. And you're like, you know, and it's just like, man, they don't fucking give a shit about anybody.
Yeah.
But,
you know, an example of that, anytime you see, like, all of a sudden a bad guy pops up on TV, you know, I remember growing up, it's like, oh, Manuel Noriega, all of a sudden out of Panama, the dude runs the Panama Canal. All of a sudden this guy's a bad guy. He's a drug dealing cartel kingpin, and we got to go in and invade.
yeah.
All of a sudden, then it's like wiped out. They go in and snatch this motherfucker right off the throne.
That was Jesse lived through that. Jesse, he fucking was there.
Yeah.
He got bombed. He was fucking there. Panama.
You know, and then, you know, I'm just saying, anytime that, like, in these little small countries where you see all of a sudden, oh, well, there's a bad guy popping up, you know, we got to go help for democracy.
Yeah.
For freedom.
Yep.
We gotta be Superman.
Yeah, we got to bring them some
all-
democracy.
That's all money generation.
So now that
Profits.
so that's the part where I'm like, hey guys, you're not at least agreeing. I wish I could just get everybody in one room and say, guys, do you agree or not agree that this is not democracy? Like, just show them. Just show them. Look at what you're looking at.
We're
right
at the
now.
complete opposite of that, man.
Show them the Princeton study from 2018. Our own Princeton elite school, right-wing fucking school, has a study that shows you that even if public policy has a popular opinion on it and we want it to pass, and 60% or more, if the oligarchs, the corporate bosses don't want it, it doesn't pass. And the reverse is true. If the corporate bosses want something and it's over and the public votes no for it, it still passes. So what the fuck are we even talking about?
Lobbying should be
Voting for
illegal.
somebody in there that's gonna work for us? The system doesn't work for us.
Like any political concept, though, things get complicated when you move from the page to the real world. As with freedom, democracy can't be absolute. A democratic population can't abdicate its own power indefinitely, for example. Otherwise, it would be robbing its future citizens of democratic power. It can't remove decision power from any of its citizens in general, nor can it allow its citizens to remove each other's democratic power. It all gets a bit challenging when upholding one of these ideas conflicts with one of the others, in much the same way that freedom extends only so far as it does not infringe upon the freedom of others, and protecting that can mean limiting freedom in one way to reinforce it in another. The idea behind democracy is that it keeps this sort of stuff in check by ensuring power stays relatively evenly distributed between people. As a result, the decisions made in a democratic society should be reflective of the needs and wants of the population, and should generally be the product of that society's deliberation. But now let's look at the United States. There's a good chance you've seen this graph before. It's taken from a Princeton study on policy outcomes and voter preference, and it's one of the most direct pieces of evidence for the US's so-called democratic deficit. On the horizontal axis, you have the public support for any given policy, and on the vertical axis, you have the likelihood that this policy gets passed by Congress. In an ideal situation, the two should meet in the middle. If 100% of the public supports something, for example, there should be a 100% chance of Congress passing it, and vice versa for a policy that 0% of people support. But that's not what the graph shows. Using a set of nearly 2,000 policies across 2 decades, the authors of the study find that for the bottom 90% of the population, support for any given policy has no influence whatsoever on the likelihood of that policy getting passed. The line is flat. Regardless of whether the bottom 90% want something to happen or not, there is no difference in the chances of Congress passing a bill about it. But that's not true for everyone. For the top 10%, their support, or lack thereof, is critical. Congress more or less follows the interest of this wealthier group much more consistently, with the line for the top 10% of society looking a lot closer to the ideal scenario. When our country's economic elites don't want something to happen, it doesn't. And when they do, they have much better odds than the majority of the population. It's as simple as that. Your vote only helps pick which part of the wealthy population has a say.
So that's where I'm just like, guys, fuck it, you know? And that's not a burn it all down guy. That just means we need to restructure that motherfucker to make it work for the people. And there's plenty of examples out there. And that's why, like Tommy said earlier, they don't want us involved in those conversations. They don't want us knowing how they run their Congresses, how they run their democracies or authoritarianships. They would, in fact, if it was so authoritarian, they would be fucking zooming in on that shit and just showing you, look how fucking authoritarian these fucking people are. Look at what they do to their people. Look at what they say. Look where they, no, it's none of that. It's none of that because there is nothing to show. It's us. It's us that's doing the bad shit. And there is no self-examination here. We just project. And that's an ego thing. And ego and pride are detrimental to who you are as a growth person. You cannot grow if your ego and pride are too big. And I know this, dude. Because if your ego is big, you think you know everything. You don't think there is no growth to do. You're not looking to grow, dude. You're looking to fucking project and show people that you are who you're saying you are. With that, you know.
And you said earlier, like people don't like to talk about politics, and I think that has to do a lot with it too. People's egos, they don't want to be like,
they don't want to learn. They don't know how to learn,
or they're
can't
stuck,
learn and grow.
Yeah, and then they're stuck on what they believe, and they're so prideful.
Thank you.
That there's like, I already know what I believe. There's no way I'm wrong. And
right.
And I think once you open up your when you open up yourself to being able to be shown something new, like
mushrooms.
Yeah, have the open mentality that you can be taught something. You know what I mean?
Right.
You might think you know
That's
it.
Right.
All this time you knew something to be your reality.
And then when you're a black belt, you know that you can be taught by anybody.
Yeah.
Even an 8-year-old can learn you some shit, man.
Yeah.
But you gotta want to learn, and you got like Mike. Mike stays wanting to learn. He's looking to learn from anything. And that's why shit's pissing him off, because there's nothing to learn. These motherfuckers are the truth is what the truth is the lies, you know, nowadays. Mm-hmm. And it's like, what the fuck? If you tell the truth, then you're the fucking bad guy.
It's true. And
that is fucking fuck that.
It's like that in life everywhere, bro. Like you tell the truth and you're the bad guy. It's like that with your family.
Yeah. Well, that depends on what truth that is and how you tell the truth.
They can't handle the truth.
You can't say that. I just did.
Yeah, there's a way to break shit to people sometimes, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Mikey, you need another one? Oh, we didn't even tell the people what we're drinking today.
Let's sell it.
Man.
Let's get the pitch as we
Let's
refill.
Go. So today we are drinking Basil Hayden red wine cask finish. And yes, it is a great whiskey.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody. Yeah. Beautiful. And yes, we had the blocked ice and everything going, but we forgot to say what we were drinking today. This is the first time we tapped this thing. Go ahead.
It was a spear, perfectly circled ball of ice.
It was.
Yeah.
And we still got more if you want to go get one. Yeah, sure. If you want to go grab one, you're more than welcome to if you want.
You want one? Sure, please.
And if there's only 2 balls, get the blocked ice that's in the there's a blocked ice. There's a tray of blocked ice.
Here you go. You can take it and do
There's only
pitch.
2 balls. Yeah, so the Basil Hayden red wine cask finish, it really is just what you think it is. I was thinking about it like, man, I wonder if this is gonna taste good. And what would you say, Mikey?
Yeah, I would give it an 8, just straight on the rocks. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd give it an 8,
straight on the rocks. And I am very happy right now. I got a good buzz going. I know a lot of that's got to be Sergeant Strawberry.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, there you go. There's balls. There's balls. It's in a plastic bag.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
I like this one anyway.
Well, we could do that too. Yeah, you can't be gone too long. Gotta come back. Oh shit! I don't know if I got that. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, sir. Much love.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Tommy was like, Tommy at the first show, he was like, yo, I want to get back in. I was like, of course you're going to get back in, man. Because he was nervous and shit. Dude, that happens, man. Remember, we've had people saying no names. We've had people saying no names. That just fucking froze the fuck up, dude. We couldn't even air it. Right. That's why we don't go live, dude. Because some people ain't, you know.
Are we recording still?
Yeah. We're still recording. But yeah, man. Cheers again with the ice.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, and if you're drinking at home, salud. So yeah, man, that's crazy that billionaire went sinking, and it's so unfortunate, dude. And you said that his kid knew his kid didn't want to go.
One of the
bro, that's abuse, guys, bro. Yeah. It's fucking abuse.
Well,
man.
He was reluctant, but he's like, it's my weekend. You're going.
They fired the guy in 2016 or 18 or some shit that said that this is a terrible going with titanium and carbon fiber is terrible. And you should just go straight titanium. And they're just like, shut up. And I saw the inside of that fucking thing. They're all sitting Indian style, bro. There's like one button. They got a remote control to control this thing, bro. And all I'm thinking to myself is, what happens when you get down there, right? Like, what's the purpose of this? So you can't just send a regular camera to see the same shit that you're going to be looking at, and that shit that don't have no windows, and you're just looking at through another camera?
Wow.
Why would you have to physically go down there at all?
You're not even going to see it.
You're not even going to fucking see it.
With your own eyes.
With your own eyes.
It's true.
So I'm thinking of that, and I'm like, man, this is fucking crazy. And the fact that it's $1 billion, how it all played out, I'm just like, it's fucking wild, man.
What if this is a
psyop,
a takeover of at the top levels?
I'm still smoking that.
You know what I mean? What if this is a not a coup, but maybe there was a coup, and all these billionaires that went down in the sub were trying to do what we're talking about, to do the right thing. They broke the rules of the club, the billionaire club, so they took them out. What if this was? I mean, I'm talking conspiracy.
That's
theory,
crazy
right?
conspiracy, but I like it.
Why not? I'm not
an
absolutist, man, and too many people are absolutists. Like, you just have to ponder thought. I don't believe that. I'm not all in on it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But you have to question things.
That's what I was just gonna say. That's what I was just gonna say about the billionaire thing. When it's a billionaire, you have to question it.
They fight amongst themselves.
Listen,
there's a struggle for power, man. Amongst that,
here's the thing with the history of how everything goes in this country. Everything always seems to fall in order for the right people, right?
Right.
So some of these conspiracies might be way off, but there has to be some of them that are spot on. Because,
most of they are spot on. Peretti was saying, "Oh, you mean this conspiracy about the JFK assassination?
Right.
Oh, you mean the conspiracy about MLK assassination? Oh, you mean the Ronald Reagan? You mean George Bush? You mean or the weapons of mass destruction? Oh, those conspiracies,
9/11.
Watergate, all those conspiracies. Oh, those are all true. No, those
the Contras.
Yeah,
funding the Contras.
Contras. The list is
lying our way into the
goes
Kuwait
on,
thing
man.
with the fucking thing.
Slant drilling.
They found slant drilling.
We got UFOs.
Every fucking thing we got caught with. Gulf of Tonkin. Every fucking thing we got caught with.
UFOs.
And ain't nobody found a shit. And that's why the mask off fucking situation is so fucking appalling. It's
Man, let me talk. Can we talk about this UFO thing for a second?
Oh,
I
shit.
got some funny
I got
shit
some
to say.
shit. Go with it,
but
bro.
it's you would just want to out there think about some shit. How come, these aliens that have the technology to travel light years and they hit Earth and they fucking crash? Okay, they got the technology to travel light speed, but they crash when they hit Earth for some reason. What are we? We're shooting them down.
Yeah.
It's like my question is, well, what happened? What'd y'all do with the pilot, man?
Yeah.
What happened to him?
That shit ain't happened.
Shoot him.
Yeah.
He said
We're gonna shoot him, take this technology. And what if it's known throughout these universes, right?
There's no way they could shoot him down.
You
can't, dude.
To even think that aliens think
Yeah.
like humans do is funny. But if they did, they would probably think a lot.
Aliens
coming to Earth would be like a teenage dare. I'll go to Earth, bro. I'll fucking do it. And they're like, no, Bobby, don't do it. Don't do it, Bobby. Everybody that's gone to Earth has died. They've never come back, Bobby. Don't do it. I'm fucking going. I'm going, man. I'm fucking going to Earth.
The one crazy alien G.
Yeah.
Bobby.
His girlfriend's crying in the fucking corner. Don't do it, Bobby.
And he gets there and he finds out the alien ant farm is fucking wicked, dude. And we're shooting at him and shit. And he goes, oh,
That's what
shit.
I say. The word is out, man. Don't go to this motherfucking place.
That fucking ball called Earth is fucking bad, dude. It's fucking bad.
What if what if aliens didn't even you just assume too much. Aliens probably don't even know the concept of violence, what violence is. If they're that far advanced.
Well, that's what I was gonna say, dude. If they were fucking
of course
coming
they're gonna
from
get shot down.
You're coming from galaxies away. You're coming from light years away, right?
Humanity.
So they can see our empty brains, bro.
Well, no, you're
they
right.
can just see our empty brains.
But you think about what he's saying, though, to a certain aspect. Look, if they got the mental capacity to have a certain type of technology way advanced to us, then they got to have the mental capacity to be able to get along and be friendlier.
They're all about humanity.
Great point. Yeah, Mike. That's a good point.
About humanity.
Compared to us, you know what I mean?
Yo, you're right. You're right. That's fucking exactly right? Because war is immature. Fighting is immature.
Yeah. Otherwise, you'd be seeing battleships falling out of the sky.
And that goes back to what we were talking about earlier.
We're the fucking Klingons, man, in the universe. We're the war motherfuckers.
But that's exactly why we were talking about that earlier, about stimulating the economy economically, because if you get everybody to the point where they can get education, they can get there, they got shelter, they got clothes, they got regular stuff, and they're happy and they're fed, and everybody's got access to education and all these things and healthcare, you have stability. So at that point, then that's a base. That's a base to build on right there. You don't have that. You can't build on shit. We're not building on shit. It's fundamentally fucked.
And too many people believe that this lie that you've been sold, America is the richest nation on the fucking planet, where we got 41 million people that live in poverty. We got 3 times that amount. That's 123 million people that can't afford a $500 fucking emergency or basic needs in life. And in a country that is well governed, the existence of poverty is fucking shameful. Okay, those aren't my words.
Go right down the street, man.
That's fucking bullshit. And if you're believing this fucking bullshit lie, you need to fucking check yourself. You need to read a fucking book, or look out your fucking window and pay attention to what's going on around you.
You know what pisses me off is when they say that these homeless people are drug ridden and mentally unstable.
When we went to DC, man, they were fucking very educated.
And then I look at them and I go, but what about the children? There's 2.5. There's studies right now.
1 in 4 children live in poverty in America.
You could look it up, dude. There's 2.5 million children under 18 and under that are homeless in America, and 1.3 million of them are infants. And we let us do that.
You know what's sad about the way they treat the homeless people? We have these shelters for them downtown, right? And here's the crazy thing. So there's 2 separate shelters, one that takes women and children and one that just takes men. So if you have a whole family that's homeless, the man has to sleep in this whole shelter separate. Dang. Like with just men, and the women and children. So he has to
They isolate them.
Yeah, no, well, it's a whole building. It's not even the same location.
Yeah.
There's a shelter for just men.
Yeah.
And then there's a shelter for women and children.
No fucking.
Yeah.
We don't want no homeless fucking.
But yeah, but
Well,
it's
you
not even
can't
about
protect
that.
your
But
family,
it's not
man.
even
Yeah,
about that,
it's
bro. If you're a homeless man, you're already crushed that you have your
Yeah.
family in that situation, right?
Absolutely.
And then you can't even be with them. And they're in that. They're already scared in a shelter, like,
Yeah.
and they're there by themselves because the system doesn't even allow you to
Great point, man.
to be with them in that shelter. And
Great
I know
point,
this
my
for a
friend.
fact because I've served in those shelters and give them breakfast on Saturdays when I used to go to church a lot. So, so I seen that with my I always thought that was like a whole fucked up situation. I was like, man, I was like,
experience.
I was like, the husband and the wife should be together, man. It's like fuck, sleep together with the family. Like the kids probably miss their dad. It's
Facts.
like it's all fucked up.
That is fucked up.
And
But-
they have to pay. That's it. That shit's not even free for them to stay there. They have to come up with like $13 a night or something. And $13 for homeless people is fucking hard to do sometimes. Like they don't even stay in those shelters for free.
Bitch, I'm homeless.
Yeah.
It's like, you want money?
Yeah, they don't even stay in those shelters for free. They have to come up with the money
Is
during the
that
day.
real?
Hey,
For real.
get out there and commit a crime.
Sometimes they're
money.
begging on the street for money and they're like, yo, I'm trying to get
on,
money
hold on,
for
hold
the
on.
coalition.
Hold on real quick.
Go look it up, man. I'm trying to get money.
Does it cost money to stay in homeless shelters?
According to News 13, the Orlando-based Coalition for the Homeless of Central Florida says it currently doesn't charge
Currently doesn't. Currently is the
But
key
they-
word.
But they used to.
toward the end.
You're right. It says currently, so they're guilty right
can
there.
you-
See, you got to know how to read these things.
All right, but can you Google when was the last time they charged or when?
What's the most they charge to stay in homeless shelters?
Ever.
Pay to stay at a homeless shelter? Question mark. Yeah, practice is common. Very. This article right here. Yep.
Damn.
They don't want to say it though right off the bat. $9 and up.
See, I said $8 for the man and $9. I was close, but
Dude, fuck them. Dude.
they don't even stay in the shelters for free, dude.
So
Well,
this is the
and-
other thing.
and this is why this is their biggest trick on that too, man. And what they've done as far as what the system has done, it is programmed our population. It has removed empathy from the people, you know, and as how they, you know, look at homelessness and poverty, man. They have no empathy.
That's the whole purpose that they have the billionaire.
Taking the empathy right out of the equation, man,
That-
for people that have homes and have money
that
and
is
have cars.
that is precisely what the American dream's goal is. It's to convince you that you can achieve this Bezos, Musk, Gates type lifestyle if you just invest properly and be with the right crowd and go to school and do the right things, right? So if you think that you can reach that, you believe that there's a meritocracy, you think that you can be that, and you will be that. At the same time, the magic trick is that's how you justify the homelessness and the pieces of shit. Because you think that they deserve that because they're not fucking out there earning their fucking stripes when you don't know what the fuck they've been through. And there's a lot of disabled people, which right now in Massachusetts, they're privatizing a whole fucking community, kicking out a bunch of old people, elderly people out of these fucking places that's been there for 30 fucking years. And they're kicking these people out, and a lot of them are disabled. And so they got to relocate them to fucking just God knows where, just random places. And they're literally kicking them out. And it's just, it's crazy, man.
It's sad though.
It's crazy, dude. So we're not going in the direction of helping people. That's the whole message, right? It's the fact that we're not helping people. We're not the humanitarian, the loving type of society that, you know, that's what a democracy is. It's believing that everybody has the right to speak up for themselves and has a say in the matter. And we're going to get to the bottom of this because we believe in that. We believe that everybody counts. Well, look at the fucking results of what's going on, and you can see clearly that's not what's taking place. What's taking place is, you know, trains are derailing, and we're just leaving communities with their houses worth nothing now, and they're breathing in these fumes. God knows what they have. It's in the water streams. It's going through everybody's communities. They're not fixing that. And, you know, and that was caused because they were taking workers off that rail. Time to time, there was a bunch of workers working it. Then it ended up being none. They stopped doing inspections on the rails. They were not maintaining the tracks. They were not maintaining the carts. They were overloading the carts to make more profits. They were doing all these things to make more profits. So this is the reoccurring thing, right? And it's killing people. It's devastating communities. It's devastating the whole world. We do neo-imperialism. We're all over. Well, it's not neo-imperialism. It's just imperialism. We've been imperialists the whole fucking time. It's just we went from colonialism to...
We got handed the baton from Britain.
Yeah, and now we're even better. Now we do it through sanctions. We have economic warfare where we don't even have to really show up, and we have proxies like Ukraine and shit to weaken Russia and do all these things. And it's time and time again. That's why we haven't found the weapons of mass destruction, and that's why. So you got to quit going with the shit. It's a fork in the road. You either go with the shit or you fucking don't.
And you got to think about this too. What's going to happen when the world turns on us? Where are you going to be at? And you know, right now, yeah, America has had its day, but right now it's like an old man, and it's dwindling. Yeah, and it's getting
they're de-dollarizing.
It's vulnerable. It's becoming more and more vulnerable every fucking day.
Yeah, they're de-dollarizing.
Just like they take the homeless people and they tell the men and the women and children to go over there.
Yep.
Be a scary day when they tell us. When they show up at your door and tell
that's another reason for the divide, right? Because you realize that Americans are armed. Where I think the average American has like 3 firearms. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, man, they know that they gotta divide the population, man. The propaganda is the fucking tool, man, to make you believe that, focus on this, focus on that, focus on this, whatever.
They like it when gun violence statistics go up.
Yeah. Yeah, they like when we just saw it. BlackRock guy, Jesus Christ, they just literally told you that BlackRock banks and hedge funds run our country, run the world. He said run the world. And this is what they do.
One of many entities that run the world. That's just one, right?
Yes. And that's why we're fighting.
There's many BlackRocks.
Yes. Well, that's where France was burning down in France when they raised the retirement age 2 years. They went from 62 to 64, I believe, and they burned the shit down. They went straight to BlackRock and burned it down. They know who their enemy is.
And Procter Gamble, that's one of them, right?
Procter Gamble is a son of a bitch.
Well, and then you got the health insurance industry. They spend over $27 million a year in lobbying alone.
Jesus.
To protect their profits. The health insurance industry. Yeah. And they spend that much money, about 27 million a year in lobbying alone. How much does that tell you that they're fucking us?
See, but I wouldn't even get money.
They're fucking us because all these people were fucking dying of COVID, and they made fucking tons of money.
Well, they made, like I said, they made Big Pharma. They made $32 billion in 2020.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's just, to me, it's like, wow,
they spent $129 million, I think, on lobbying. Big Pharma does.
And we talked about that in the show the last time about
the amount of money,
and the monopolies being all fucked up.
Lobbying needs to be outlawed. I mean, look, and there's things that people lobby for that are good, but you have to wipe it out across the board, man, to make it fair, to eliminate it's just gotten too corrupt. They fucked it up for the rest of us.
But if you have fair trade and you're just looking to work with other countries, all that shit goes away, man. Because humans are just as collaborative as they are competitive. Well, it just depends on the social environment that you put us in. And that's another thing that we're going to be talking about on that show that's coming up. But what you're seeing is you're just setting people up to fail. Look, when you could be an innocent dude, let's just say you live in a low income area, and you wake up one morning and your house is being robbed because you live in a low income area. Something happens all the time. And you go in your brother's fucking drawer and you grab his fucking gun and you shoot the dude. Now you have just killed a gang member that was robbing a house, and they know who you are. And now you're a little killer, and now you're just, you see where I'm going with this? It just keeps evolving, and there's many other ways that this could happen. It's just, do you want to let that continue, or do you not? Because I say, nah. Now, that doesn't mean everything's equal. It just means that we have different goals. Profits are not ahead of people anymore. That's all that means.
And now we're seeing it eat away at infrastructure. We're seeing it eat away more at social programs. Everything that could be nationalized is being privatized. Everything possible.
Yeah.
They're trying to sell it to you. Say, okay, charter schools. Okay, the privatization of schools, the destruction of public education begins with this. Oh, parents have a right to send their children to school wherever they want. They're trying to sell it to you, man.
Right.
Privatizing,
and they are selling it to you. They're also selling them the environmental shit. Man, I've just seen a lot of shit lately. It's kind of disgusting.
It starts from a kid's life, from when they're really young, right? Mm-hmm. In terms of the government makes them live in a household where both of their parents have to work. So now they're not getting.
Oh yeah, destruction of the American family.
Yeah,
that's where.
And I think that's where if we can get back to the
family,
to the structure where one person's working, one person's raising a family full time, and we have more structural family and whole family.
We did get to that, Tommy. We fought for the 8-hour fucking day and we got it. But now, fucking, you work 40 hours and you're gonna be short on all your bills and your rent. You ain't gonna fucking make it.
But that's what we're talking about.
So they're fucking right.
We should be making enough.
Exactly. I'm agreeing with you.
Where the second person can just raise the kids. You know what I mean?
Correct.
And I will say that this has happened throughout history. This happened in Rome, okay, ancient Rome. Because I'm not gonna butcher the name, but there was division amongst in a power struggle between basically the people that traditionally harbored the family, and the other side destroyed the family. You know, so
this is exactly what's happening.
This is repetitive, man. This is
it's right what happens when you live like this, right? And they're convincing you that there is no other way. When there's been, if there is no other way, then why do we attack their experiments every fucking time one exists? Why do we have to sanction their experiment or directly attack it, invade it, overthrow it, coup it, assassinate it, or whatever the fuck every time if it doesn't work? And then when you do look at it, you'll realize it does work, and there's lots, and then you'll realize the opposite argument is a stupid argument.
We are obstructing the advancements for humanity in order to maintain power and profit.
Exactly.
Let's see what it comes down to.
Exactly.
That's true.
We're constipation. We're the constipation nation.
Big old block of cheese.
We got all the power and we're just fucking hoarding it.
And most people
trying to keep it.
We're holding everybody hostage. We're holding all the countries hostage.
And now they're just.
And that's really what it is. We're holding everybody hostage.
I think they're just like either so arrogant or they're so desperate that they're revealing themselves slowly but surely more and more.
Dude, we are the take your ball and go home people right now, man. We're doing all some weird shit, dude. And everybody's just like, guys, what happens when we lose Europe? That's the moment where everybody goes, oh, shit. You mean Europe's fucking out now, too? Yeah, you blew up their Nord Stream, dude. They're not happy, so now they're joining the fucking BRICS. They're down with that aside now. G7 just turned into fucking America.
You want to know when you should know when all shit's gonna hit the fan? Whenever Israel decides not to be our allies.
That would happen at the same time. I imagine.
Who do you think needs who more though? Us needing them or them needing us?
Oh, they need us for sure.
They need us.
But nobody needs us if they keep de-dollarizing. Right now, they plan to be 30% de-dollarized by 2030 is what they're saying. They're predicting. It's an estimate. It's a rough estimate. But people are actively right now creating alternative SWIFT, like out of the SWIFT banking system, because we robbed people's foreign reserves. We stole fucking 300 billion of Russia's. We stole the Afghans. There's 9.5 billion there. By the way, I should say this, even though I've already said this, but I want to re-say this on this one in front of you guys. There are 7.5 million children, their skin and bones, acute malnutrition in Yemen and Afghanistan, Libya, and And look,
I think Jordan.
dude, it's so bad, right? This is from our fucking occupation and our shit. We created a slave market in Libya from the NATO bombings over there after Hillary Clinton fucking did her
After
thing.
we bombed Gaddafi, look at the poverty increase in Libya. After we invaded Grenada, look at the poverty increase in Grenada.
And go back and look
Look
at
in
what
the
Gaddafi
Philippines.
was doing before that. Look at the living standard and how he had the best living standard in all of Africa at that time. And
Yeah, a population of 3 million people was a threat to the United States.
you don't have to agree with it. Nobody's going to do everything the way you want them to do it. But the fact is, you got to give them the sovereignty and their self-determination to do it.
Can't impose our ways. On
Can't.
them but imposing our ways is
Our ways.
our way is for profit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is.
It's not in the best interest of that country or its people.
But now we got outer space as a factor. Now we have this thing, outer space, as a factor, which has never been a factor in the earlier
Fucking
days.
Words out, man. The aliens, they ain't coming here, man. No more. Fucking-
Yo, check this out. Let's say you're in your kitchen and you're like cooking something, right? And I'm like a complete stranger. You don't even know me, but I just come in.
But you're in his kitchen.
Yeah, I just fucking walk in the door and be like, "Yeah, what you making?" Nah, man, throw that shit out. Let's make this instead. Like, yo, who the fuck is this guy? I feel like that's what the United States does. Like,
Yeah.
everywhere they go.
Like
yo,
teleport.
yeah, no, it's like the UK,
Oh,
the
yeah.
UK's cooking.
Show up and tell you how to fucking do it. Right.
U.S. goes in their kitchen and says, "No, we're not cooking that. We're cooking this." It's
Oh,
like,
that's
you know
what
I mean?
that's what the EU is. They're a vassal of the American empire. That's what they are.
And I learned that in the first when I decided to start reading the first book I read. That was the one.
I love reading, man.
I owe Tommy an apology, man. He probably don't remember, but it was like we were at a company party or whatever, not a company party, but a company Thanksgiving years back, and you said the truth about like, yeah, this is when the white Europeans landed on or slaughtered my people or something like that, and I was like, and I know, but it's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
But see, I was taught. See, this is the difference between reading and not reading. Mm-hmm. And back then, I believed in the 1492 Columbus sailed the ocean blue, la 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 la, bullshit, and didn't know the ugly side of it. But I read this book called The People's History of the United States, and it's all
The Trail
credible.
of Tears.
Well, it's everything. It's history written from the perspective of the losers, not the winners. And that was it, man. And I learned the truth about that, man. About
I need to get that
Columbus and
book.
Hispaniola. It's a long read, man, but do it on Audible. But yeah, man, and it's like it was an eye opener, man, and everything. It starts there, and it goes all the way to now. As close as you can get to now. All the way up to WM, weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. And this book was written by a World War II veteran.
That made him flip himself.
Yeah,
I made him flip himself.
I appreciate it, though.
Yeah, man. Seriously.
Yeah,
straight
man.
up. I was wrong.
It's
That's the difference.
amazing.
Now that's putting pride and ego, all that bullshit aside, and that's
Yeah.
like knowing and being righteous, and that's knowing the truth.
Hell
you know?
yeah.
There's
That's
nothing
why.
wrong with being wrong. There's everything wrong with staying wrong.
And for all y'all people who are religious out there, you just see a godly thing right there.
Yeah. It's love, man. It's love, man. I love the love. I love the love, man.
That's humanity right there.
It's growth too, man. Like you said, that's putting ego aside and pride aside, and that is like a cancer.
Those are the two biggest enemies of growth:
It really is, man. And what do you see the most of in America?
pride, ego,
And what do you think breeds that?
media.
Consumerism.
Yeah.
You have material goods of all sorts, and the fact that you see these athletes, celebrities, entertainers, and all these people that have the Ferraris, have the girls, have the big chains, have the glasses, showing out on camera, doing your thing. So everybody's imitating and trying to be their best version of somebody fucking else. It's terrible. It's cancer.
Boom.
It really is not the way forward. And no matter how stupid it fucking might sound to you, when it marinates, you'll understand one day.
Or when you grow the fuck
You
up,
know-
if you ever do.
It's like everyone's trying so hard to be the shit. just chill out, man.
Be the best you, man. Be the best
Stop
you.
trying to be the shit.
Correct.
Be the best you.
But that's all we know how to do.
Well, here's the
we
thing.
get paid for it.
Yo, check this
They
out.
get enough TikTok likes. If you get enough Instagram likes, you know what I mean? You get paid
There's
for
money
it.
to be made.
If you got an
something-
ass, if you got a nice ass, you get likes.
Yeah, well,
That's crazy,
Well,
and you're
here-
gonna get paid.
here's
So
something
that's
you
where we're
never-
at today. You know?
Self gratification.
Yeah.
yeah, bro, that was exactly the word I was gonna
Really?
say. Self gratifying attitude is like, bro, like what I'm starting to see now, something you would never see before. I got rid of my Facebook a couple months ago and just like taking like a whole 12-month break from social media.
Good
but-
for you, bro.
Feels good, huh?
Yeah, so people are now putting like a post of themselves, like when it's their birthday, like "Happy birthday to me, year number 44 or 33 or whatever their year is," right? And it's like, when did we start like wishing ourselves a happy birthday in front of everyone? That shit is fucking weird.
That's weird.
And
Everybody's extra.
Yeah, and then you know what's on top of that? Like, a friend of theirs can share that post onto their story, and then they'll take that post that was shared on their story, and then they'll share it on their story, and be like, "Yeah, I'm sharing to the world to show you that these
Exactly.
people are sharing the original post that I already shared." That is some self-gratifying stuff. And let
That
me tell you
is,
something.
that is,
Hey,
it
and this is
is.
biblical. Those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted. Remember that.
Where's that found at?
It's in the Bible. I'll give you the exact verses. I'll look it up, but it's in there.
Because I like that. I like that.
And it makes me sad too, man, because people just don't say hi anymore. They don't even look you in the eye when they pass within inches of you. You know what I mean? And I remember a time when it wasn't that way. You know, I live in an apartment complex right now, and I just got one neighbor moving out, and another neighbor's moving, new neighbors moving in, and as they're moving in and passing by, I may, say hello and what's that, and they could give a shit less, man. They don't even look you in the eye or acknowledge you, and
They you know what though? That's a vibe. That's the vibe in America, and that is from getting beat the fuck down, man. Being oppressed so bad just by society, being beat down and not knowing what the fuck is beating you down. Being so confused, being like, I don't even know what's really beating, because that's honesty, right? That nobody's really saying, okay? If somebody were to say something, they go, you know what, truthfully, I don't even know, man. I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know if it's coming from here or coming from there, coming from wherever. I don't know if it's me. A lot of people think it's themselves because that's what the system does. It also tells you that. That's why the suicide rate is outpacing the homicide rate, because people are looking in the mirror and they're blaming themselves why their kids aren't getting what they need, their basic necessities meet and stuff. They're looking that as a failure amongst their self and going, I have failed my family. And it brings it hurts. It hurts because most of these people have grandparents that grew up in the boomer fucking day, or the fucking good days, the golden age, when there was actual social democracy. That's the only reason it was fucking good. They actually did social democracy for the first time ever. Side note.
There was a shit ton of racism though.
But it's, the black people got fucked out of that. Let's be honest. But the point is, man, it's ongoing, and you just have to look at it and acknowledge it, and then have a class perspective and proceed forward. However you want to do it, I don't give a shit, man. Mixed economy, all that shit, let's do it. I just wanted somebody to agree we need something done. And that's really, and imperialism is fucking got to go.
And you know what? Fuck all those people that come at us and try to put a label. Oh, well, you're this and you're that. You're that ism. You're this ism. No, fuck your isms and fuck you, because we're just trying to help people. And it's, to me, and in my eyes, this is true patriotism. You're trying to help your Americans.
Good point.
You're not trying to fucking help or align yourself with these fucking billionaires.
I'm a
You're never gonna
patriot
be
to
like-
the whole world. I want what's good for everybody. I believe that nobody should be hungry. I believe that everybody's entitled to good work. I believe that we're wasting away and hurting people and sanctioning, telling them we're humanitarian, but we're starving fucking people to death.
Profits above people, man. That's it.
Yes, we are the people that built this world, man. We got to get our confidence back. The reason people say they look like the way they said they look like is precisely because they don't feel that they have any meaning. Their purpose is fucking hurt, man. They fucking took it from them, and they've been robbed. They've been robbed of their fucking life, man. We're here for a second. I just said it to a guy when I was at Outback the other night. I said, man, we're here for a second. And he's like, you're right. I was like, a second. We're here for a second. You know, because he was fighting with his sister. And his sister was being mean to his mom. And he was like, you don't be mean to my mom, you know. So that's what it was about. But I said, we're here for a second, man. And then we're gone. So that's what you need to remember. That's why every day counts. That's why you got to look in the mirror and find that person first. Mm-hmm. And as soon as you establish that, that's your baseline. You can build on that. But, man, it's tough. It's tough to get out of that funk. A lot of the people on opioids, a lot of these people are stuck in binds, and they're financially ruined. They don't even have time to read a fucking book. Fuck a book. Most of these people are thinking, and as they should. I got no reason to bait them for that. Just fucking, that's the only way. Right? I mean, am I wrong? It's the only way that I could find, that I could see. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough, man. It's tough. It's frustrating, man. It's frustrating. It's scary. You know. Fucking fascism's real, man. And when you looking, you're like, God damn, it's us. Fucking us creating all this fucking craziness in the world. And like I said, dude, if Europe turns their back on us, Germany right now is ruined. They were the strongest part of Europe. They were their economic force with all their industrial power. They were a powerhouse, and they are ruined now. And they're going to continue to be ruined because of what we did. And
do you think that's like a subversive bonus that the American government really wanted?
Absolutely, because now they have to buy from us, and we're charging them exorbitant amounts of money. And that's why. But it's also hurting us because Russia's selling it undercover to other people like India, and India's selling it downstream, making extra buck off Russia.
There's a middleman.
Yeah, because Russia's selling it for such a good price. They're like, if America's charging this crazy price, we could just get it from here. Fuck, man, we got to get from these guys. I mean, it's not a fucking hard decision. So they're going to do what they can to get it from Russia. And, you know, it's just sad. Like, guys, in my world, I envision a future where there's no violence, everybody's economically sound, and we have our colleges, high schools even, visiting other nations and going to work with their kids at other colleges and working on science projects and green energy and how to sustain whatever.
More world universities.
Yes.
Yeah.
Working together.
Foreign exchange program.
Yeah, man. What the hell are we doing, man?
Right, bro.
Yes, and we could be using.
Global
and here's another
universities. Yeah, world exchange.
Here's another great idea I heard about.
University of the United States.
Because if it wasn't about profiting off energy, you can make your grid way stronger. You could take the sunlight from somewhere and take all the energy, like let's say in the Middle East. I think the Middle East was the example they used. And they said that it generates so much energy that it could save and they could transmit it out to other places. But that would take everybody to stop profiting off energy and say, hey, you know, but it'd be the right thing to do because we'd be saving all this energy. We wouldn't need to produce, you know.
But even someone's like,
I butchered the way that's done. But it's way cooler. But it really does serve as a hub, and it could distribute the energy properly and stuff. You know. So
what do we do?
The solar.
What do we do, man? As average Joe Americans and average Jane Americans, what can they do?
Besides
to really start
right? Because we're not doing nothing.
The movement.
we ain't doing. We're doing something, but it is good to have the
bringing
conversations
awareness,
like
bringing
this.
awareness.
This is a good thing to do. Like when you're out having drinks with your friends to engage in this kind of conversation and just say, hey man, what do you think about this? You know, you ain't gotta influence nobody and set for to think, but you can influence them to think without telling them to think. You could just get them to say, hey, what do you think about this? And they will, you know. But what you will find is people get defensive a lot. People have general statements a lot.
And that's just pride and ego raising its, ugly head.
Yeah. And that's okay. They're not, a lot of these people aren't ready to learn anything. And you're going to find that a lot.
They come together over the fact that we've all been duped. Everybody has been duped.
Yeah.
You're not the only one.
Right.
You're not alone, man.
That's what I do. I just relate with people. I'm like, hey man, this is what happened to me, you know? I'll tell them some shit, and usually they'll relate to some sort of story that happened to them, and then
They're dupe. They got a dupe story. Everybody's got a dupe story.
Everybody's got dupe stories.
What is that?
How you got suckered, how you got fooled by the system, believing.
But what happens? But what happens?
How they sold.
But what happens when you have ego?
I
and you
worked
have
for
pride?
the fucking empire. I worked for the fucking military
When you
industrial
have
complex.
ego and you have pride and you can't grow, that means you can't learn. And that means you're easy to manipulate because you're uneducated.
Those, yeah,
And that's
and those
exactly
are
how
the
they
people
want you.
that are going around calling everybody sheep, but they're the real fucking sheep.
And that's exactly like how it's like checkmate, man. They got you in that position. And now they're banning books. So it's fuck.
So yeah, what do you do? What do you do?
It's an hour and 41 minutes.
What does average Joe do? Average Jane do?
It's an hour and 42
You have
minutes.
to do some editing on this.
Yeah, because I had a brain.
That was included in the break, though.
Oh man, this is great. I can't believe it's an hour and 42
So-
minutes. Was that this camera?
I have to wrap it up.
Did it
It
make
was
it?
mine.
Guys, yeah, man, this is great. It's a Saturday. We gotta get the fuck out of here. Tommy, love you, brother. The OGB, love you, brother. Yo,
Thanks for the drinks.
I love you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. We got a great show coming up. The science behind the suffering is what's coming up. Gangsters of Capitalism, Part 3. So get ready for that. It's coming up very soon, and it's good. It's gonna be good. See you later.